Hello, everybody. Welcome to Matomo Raw Data and Tableau. I have a short presentation. It's not so long as the other presentation you see, but we're going to deep dive into Tableau, deep dive in prep, and it is a use case. So I tell you about now what happens with the case. Now, who am I? My name is Peter Boiten. I'm from the Netherlands. I'm Dutch. I'm a senior web analyst at Duo. It's Dutch government, and I pronounce it in Dutch. It's dienstuitvoering onderwijs. I'm working with a team of in total 4 Matomo Tableau specialists at this moment. The first, how did it start? It started by a new installation of Matomo end 2018. I came in 2018, in the start of 2018 with Duo, and they have a broker of PWIC Matomo, and the broker cancels his contract, or Duo cancels the contract. I don't know the precise. And we needed a new installation. So we asked for a server, and we installed Matomo. The visualization loading time was not good when we installed it. It was long. The API did not work. We had 100 users plus, and now it was not working. Why it was not working? It was performance, and performance is key. So all our 100 plus users don't want to use Matomo anymore. So we must get a solution to get them get the data. At that time, we had 500,000 plus data lines per day in 2018. Now it's 1.4 million plus, sometimes many more, sometimes with less, per day in our database. So we have a huge database. I think it's probably 300 gigabytes at the time. The steps that we have to take to now resolve this problem. It was speed, and performance. Users don't want to wait on the dashboards. So we mirror the database. We installed Redis, and we cancel all the blobs. So we cancel the visualization of Matomo. So we must do something else. And we gave users access again. Access with no blobs is no data. So how do you do that? Now, we do that with Tableau. Tableau and the advantages of Matomo and Tableau is it has a little bit of advantage, no advantage, but it's easy to link to other data sources. So if you're in control of the raw data, you can combine it with other data at your company. Usually with Tableau, and I will show you Tableau Prep, it's very easy to combine data. if you can combine data, you can enrich data. And enriching data is a key component if you want to use Tableau or a data visualization tool that it's external. Because our data is now bigger than big, if you make segments into the Matomo visualizations, it don't work. So we can now make with Tableau Prep and Tableau our own segments. And we have large data sets, so we can take part of that large data set and make visualizations of a part of our data. And of course, you can get your own standards. I can show you later on. If we use Tableau, and Tableau Prep, we make all the calculations of time spent or the bounce rates ourselves. So you can tweak those standards if you want. Now, how did we make the connection? First, we must download all the SQL files and tables of Matomo. So we download the raw data. Then we use Tableau Prep. Tableau Prep is a modeling tool, and the modeling tool that uses all the data and we can enhance so the ATL, the data for further use in our visualizations. Now the big question is which database tables are needed. Now the website of Matomo is now very clear with it. You have your log visit table. It contains only entries, one entry per visit. So all your visit data is in this database table. The log action is all the type and actions possible on the website. So all your URLs, your page titles, your download URLs, your events, everything is storing in this table. We have now a problem. Our log action table is 10 gigabytes big. So it's a big table if you have lots of data, but it's a very important table if you want to do and use raw data. You have the log link visit action. Contains one entry per action or per visitor. So your page view, I think you know the data. Those three database tables we use. The log conversion and another one, the log conversion item, we don't use. Because a conversion is an action or a visit to a certain URL or people did an action, and we can do that in Tableau. So we only use the first three database tables to get our data in Tableau, in Tableau Prep. Now, there are a little bit problems that when we started this, and what I say, we have a large log action table. The last log action table is what I say, it is a use case of duo.nl. Every user that logs in duo.nl gets a unique URL. We have now custom URLs for that, but in the start you don't have it. There were sessions data in the URL, so our log action table was bigger than big. We have 45 DevOps teams or 45 teams that can put data into our Matomo database. So we must go to all the 45 teams and say, okay, if you have a session URL or a variable in the URL, don't edit it because our data gets larger than large. Downloading the files, and there was a big problem. Matomo, the database of Matomo is also the database that you put in the data into Matomo. So into the same database, you get the same actions if you had it on the same server, if you want to download everything. So what we did, no, I get back. What we did is we mirrored the database. So we had another SQL database that was mirrored, and that's why on another server we can download all the files, and we don't have any problems with speed and performance from our Matomo server. Another problem was you have multiple joins from one Excel or SQL data file if you want to join all the data. I can show you that later in prep, but yeah, it's a problem, and it gets really big. And the speed, because we have nowadays 1.5 million records each day. If you want up-to-date data, it's a problem, but we do it now once a week, sometimes sooner, but real-time data is out of the question at this time. The joins. Now, let's take a look at Tableau Prep. And I hope everybody sees this. I have watched on the other computer the chat, and I don't think I have a comment that nobody can see this. No. I zoom in a little bit. What you can see, you have the three tables. The log link visit action, the log visit, and the log action. Log action is too big in our company, so we have a Tableau extract for that, and the else they are CSV files. And the CSV files are not the whole database, but a part of it. You can see here on the right, we load all the data in. There are two text files and one database, that's the hyper file, the log action file. The cleaning is not important now, but the first join is important. We do the first join on ID visit. So the visit action and the visits, we join on ID visits, and then they are connected. The action type table is a little bit different, and now I close this. I go to the Matomo database schema, and if we head over the action types, there are a lot of action types here. You see here, we have 16 different action types. Page title, an outlink, a download. All those action types must be joined with the visit action table and visit visits, so you know what kind of action the people are taking. So you can see we have not one join, we have multiple joins. And if you can read Dutch, and you can see interaction URL, interaction ref, interaction name, type 8, event category, event action, and you can see all those here. So the size, event category, event action. You can see we don't use the e-commerce, the 5, 6, and 7 categories. And that's because the Dutch government is not an e-commerce site. And for the, how you say it, the e-commerce points, so if somebody has ordered something or taken certain action, we use the URL of the success page. Now, also there is data in the URL or the page title or something, because we have 45 DevOps themes that we don't want to get in our data, and we don't want to get in our dashboards. Now we can mask with Tableau and Tableau Prep the data. We had a problem because when we in 2018 started, we had version 3.14 of the 3.12, I suppose. I did it in my head. I don't know for sure. And with all the data, we can't get to another server. So we did a bit of a hump in our data and a hump in our server migration. So we have a little Python script that get our time spent, because custom dimension was off, and all the old data and all the new data, we had a bump, and so we used Tableau Prep to make that. This is an old prep flow. The new prep flow is different, but this is an old prep flow. But I want to show you that you can use Python scripts or R scripts in Tableau Prep to enhance your data of Matomo. Now, if you go further, this is time spent. We have a scroll depth, but we want to get the max scroll depth to get our data smaller. So we get the max scroll depth, and then we coupled another fields. You can see as real-time data. We clean our data and we have an output of a hyperfile. That's Tableau Prep, and the prepping of raw data of Matomo is different. Because of the raw data, you must do your calculations by yourself, and it's a little bit hard. When we are at prep, then it's Tableau, and I have a clean data sheet of Tableau, and we have the data, and you can see we are having templates, so everything is the same. This is Tableau, and I have, what you say, dashboard of Tableau, and this is browser history. Okay, I have a question. The interaction, I don't hear anything, so that's a problem. You just give eye from here and there, but there are any detailed documentations of all the relationships of the database. No, the relationships it joins, I can show them later on. And then we go to prep, and I don't know if you can see this. It's a join. ID action URL ref is ID action. So it's a join to two tables, but it's not one join. It's many joins. If you want more information, at the end of the presentation, I'll give you more information. And my presentation is 30 minutes, so I have 15 minutes for a Q&A. So we can do the questions at the end. Tableau. This is our data. This is our a dashboard, and there's a browser dashboard. I don't know which site it is, but it's one of our sites, and you can see we can make dashboards very interactive with Tableau. Of course, you can see the mouse overs. You can see the icons of Safari Mobile, Chrome, and all that. This is the main part that we use Tableau. We can make our own dashboards that are interactive, and the performance is okay. The performance at what you say, Matomo at first install was not okay. This is a blank Tableau canvas. We have our own template, and if you can see now, if I want to get all the browsers, so me 5 seconds and I have all the browsers. can see how many persons are in browsers, but no, it's a little bit privacy data, so I don't get the browsers. But if you want to get the browser version, it's possible. And this is live data. Now I have the browsers, but I can also do it with referral types. I will add all. I will call I can then swipe everything, and it's now easy to get all your own dashboards. I think this is the end of my presentation, and I think there were questions, but I don't know if I
actually
heard the
there is
questions,
no
or
more
I
questions in
need
the
to
chat.
get them out of the chat box.
I think actually there is no more questions. Maybe we can wait for a few seconds.
Help me for that?
Okay, I think we are done. Thank you, Peter, for the talk. Very interesting. We had some questions in the chat, but you already answered
any
questions. All of them.
I don't hear anything, I suppose. I go to my own session. Yeah, I think I hear something.
Yes, there is a question. Thomas asked, did you do any additional modification of the data, like adding extra meta data or similar? Peter, are you still in the room? I just pasted the question in the chat. If you want to read it.
Ask a question. Did you do any additional modification on the data, like adding extra metadata or similar? Yeah, we have adding a scroll depth to the data and other data. Yeah, and we have our customer happiness, and our Matomo ID is getting into the customer happiness database, so we can combine that data together, so we can see not only on which page the customer filled our smiles, but what kind of track record he has. Thomas Pearson is also chatting, and then Ronan, can you get a question? I don't hear anything. It's strange, but did you? Nee, there are no more questions. That was a question from Thomas, and I answered it.
Yes, it was question from Thomas in the chat, but I just copied that question for you to see it in the big blue button.
Other questions?
I think we are done. We can leave the room if you are Dawn?